Students, are you hearing? Okay, right. In the last class, we covered about certain pigeon movements, tenant movements, which started in India. Basically, in the second phase, where we roughly divided these pigeon movements into the three phases, and particularly in the second phase, is totally uh, about the role of Indian National Congress and Gandhian role, where the Gandhi and leaders of Indian National Congress played a role in the peasant and tenant struggles which started in India basically. Okay, today we are going to see about uh, in yesterday's class, we also covered peasant movements which started in basically in southern part of India. Okay, so certain struggles which a part and parcel of all India Kisan Sabha, and we also discussed about Telangana army struggle, which is an important movement started in Telangana region of Hyderabad state. And we also discussed about uh, uh, the Kerala and the movements which started in the Malabar coast, and also certain movements which started in the main districts of Tamil Nadu, like Tanjavur. Um, Okay, so and we also discussed a Kisan uprisings, which is taken place in basically in Marthwada region also. Okay, so certain things we covered in the last class, and today we are going to see about the farmers movement in India, particularly about the northern part of India. Okay. So certain movements which taken place in northern part of India, like Punjab, Haryana, and Rajasthan likewise. Okay, we'll see what are the important these movements which started in this northern part basically. Okay, northern part of India. So the farmers in India had to undergo great struggle in all the states to stop exploitation by the Jagirdars, Zamindars. Some of the movements were successful, but some of failed. And the Kisan Sabha movement, which started in Bihar under the leadership of Swami Sajanand, who had formed in 1929, and the Bihar Provincial Sabha, in order to mobilize peasants' grievances against the Zamindari attacks on their occupancy rights. Okay, so gradually the peasant movement intensified and spread across the other parts of India also. Okay, so and uh, uh, basically these farmer movements which also started under the leadership of Sardar Ajit Singh in 1921 and Sardar Vallabhai Patel, likewise, which uh, and you also had a certain discussion over this movement or the involvement of these peasants in such a movements where rise at Chauri Chaura, Awadh, Mopla, and etc. Okay, so and when you see particular movements taken place in Punjab and other parts of northern India, and we see one by one. Okay, so certain. farmer movements which started in Punjab and then Haryana, and simultaneously at Punjab and Haryana and Rajasthan and UP, Awadh likewise. Okay, so we'll see these movements where these movements have started. Okay, so basically, it was in Punjab that first farmers movement which is started, and the role played by Gadar Party, and had some discussion over in the last class also. Okay, so we end up at this moment. Okay, so we'll continue from this, right? The so role played by Gadar Party and led by Raja Mahendra Pratap in the political awakening of India was an important step in it. Okay, the Sikhs of Punjab were the first to migrate to USA and Canada in 19th century, and those who migrated from these Punjab region to the African continent, and they financed and helped the formation of Gadar Party, which gave the call to Indians abroad to return home and fight British imperialism, had its call immediately also. Okay, so and the majority of those who did return, nearly 8,000 NRIs, them, which comprised only the Punjab Sikhs. Okay, so despite its apparent failure, the Gadar movement was to have a powerful impact on Punjab politics and especially on the peasants. It established a tradition of militant and secular anti-imperialism, enriched in subsequent years by social radicalism, which was to continue to inspire subsequent generations. Okay, so the peasant conferences were held in Lahore, Faisalabad, and Lallapur, and other places of West Punjab. The most famous of them being 1938 and 39, which is a long morcha in Lahore, when peasants from all over Punjab quoted, arrests for 9 months in front of Assembly building. Okay, so the slogan of this the slogan of this Pagri Sambal Urjata. It means hold your head high, O peasant. O peasant, hold your head high. Okay, the slogan Pagri Sambal Urjata. Okay, so was the first raised at mass gathering in Lallapur in 1907, and then nearly 10,000 people in it, the Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, and other people, other people from various sections which attended this gathering, which taken place as Lalap. Okay, so when you see other things which the Punjab discontent which taken place. Similarly, the Punjab peasants too agitated and threatened to revolt to prevent the rapid alienation of their lands to the urban moneylenders for failure to repay debts, and the British government could not await a similar rebellion as had taken place in Bengal and Maharashtra, since the armed and martial Sikhs might make a formidable enemy. Okay, so it asked them to pass the Punjab Land Alienation Act to prevent the alienation of peasants' lands to non-agricultural sections. When you see farmer movement in Rajasthan, Rajasthan, which is known as the land of kings and palaces, and whose history is replete with encomium of their kings, and the land for known for the sati, and the land for its vast tracts of deserts was to witness history in making, and the successful agitation of farmers and peasants for their right to livelihood. And Justice Khan Singh Parihar, the retired judge of High Court of Rajasthan, has written about the exploitation of farmers by Jagirdars prior to independence, as everything that Kisan had, never treated as his own, and the Jagir areas, all cultivators were really and landless. There was not tenancy law, and one could be thrown away from the land. One cultivated the pleasure of Jagir is Malik. Okay, so in most of the Jagirs, a Jagirdar would in the first instance to be taking 50% of the produce. Okay, so uh, this would be taken as the actual division of the produce on the threshing floor, or by a appraisal of the standing crop. Okay. So then over the above, the share of produce, the Kisan had to pay enormous lakhs or cess. Okay, so together with share of the produce known as the hasil, these cess mean that Kisan had to part with more than 80% of their produce. Okay, so the findings of Sukhadorian committee, uh, Sukhdev, Sukhdev Narayan committee, in the years of 1940-42 bear this out. Okay, if a Kisan had to marry his daughter, he had to pay nearly, he had to pay uh, Sabri lag. If he held a dinner, then a Kansa lag. If a members of the family separated, then Dunwa lag, and so on. Okay, so if the Jagirdar had a guest, then fodder his mouth had to be supplied. Then there was a beggar, that is forced labor, for tilling the personal lands for the Jagirdar. And the homestead in which Kisan lived in Abadi had to be vacated in case he ceased cultivating the land. He could not alienate the plot to anyone. Okay, so Kan Singh Parihar played a great role in drafting and the enactment of Marwar Tenancy Act of 1949 and Marwar Land Revenue Act of 1949. Parihar's idea of fixing all tenants in cultivatory possession as Katedas, thus making all them almost the proprietaries of all their goods, wells, etc. Okay, so without paying any premium or compensation, and further being relieved from paying any lag back cess. Okay, so lag back is in the sense cess, cess in the sense tax. Okay, so which impacted these documents, and this Marwari Tenancy Act of 1949 and Marwari Land Revenue Act of 1949 became a role model for the Rajasthan Assembly, and similar laws were passed based on the acts and greatly benefited the farmers of Rajasthan. Okay, so when you see such a movement uh, in Rajasthan, like Sekawati farmers movement, one of the important movements which taken place in Rajasthan, and the farmers of Sekawati region were considered to be the most advanced in the state of Rajasthan. And Shekhawati region has the highest literacy in the state and the most dominating farmer community in the rural areas of Shekhawati is Jat. And the Jats are politically and economically very sound. And the major land holdings in the present times are with the Jats. And then comes the Rajput community, who were the Jagirdars before, and before independence, Jagirdar before the independence. And the farmers of the region have done great struggle to come to the present status. And uh, before the independence, the conditions of the farmers were worse, and the farmers of Shekhawati region were also exploited and oppressed by the Jagirdars during the colonial India, and they were deprived of fundamental rights, and they were given inhuman treatment. When the Jagirdar did not get cess, known as lag, is nothing but a tax or a burger, sorry, beggar, unpaid work. in time, and they were given hard punishments, and their crop used to be destroyed, and therefore 37 kinds of beggars, which is beggar is nothing but the bonded labor. It's like a wet. Okay, so which is prevalent in Shikawati. Okay, Shikawati, a newly married bride was forced to go for the Jagirdar. Okay, it's like a vetti where you find like a vetti you find in the Telangana or Mr. Okay, such a exploitation like these revenue officials and Deshpandes, Deshmukhs, where they used certain sections of the people in the Telangana as a bonded labor. In the same way, you find in the Shekawati region under the Begari. Okay. So, and the Shekawati Jat farmers movement had its genesis in the Jat Prajapati Mahayagna, a socio-religious festival held in January 1934, and it lasted 10 days and was the biggest of its kind in Rajasthan. Okay, so it facilitated a widespread involvement of Jats in a community festival, and each Jat household attending it was to contribute some cash and, and an unspecified quantity of ghee. A total of 200 mounds of ghee were used in the sacrificial flame, and the function concluded with a triple elephant ride prohibited by the rulers of Shikartikana. And the success of this movement encouraged the Jats to hold more meetings on local levels and print literature to glorify Jat history. And the Yagna became a dominant symbol of folklore, which glorified it as the beginning of an anti-feudal struggle. And the peasants demanded remissions in taxes, and finally, a Jat Shikartikana agreement was signed on 23rd August 1934, by which the Tikana authorities abolished various taxes and agreed to provide a certain dispensaries also. Okay. So, and certain medical benefits also, the Kisan formerly came to existence under its aegis. The famous Sikar Andolan of 1935 was launched with outside mediation efforts of Jamal Al Bajaz and Sir Chotu Ram, a renowned Jat leader of Punjab, and Ratan Singh, All India Jat Mahasabha. A settlement was arrived at, and the Jats were promised remission of rent, abolition of internal SSS, and an introduction of fixed rent tenure. Okay, so the Jats were also promised equal opportunities in the Tikana administration, and were permitted to ride elephants and horses, and to construct schools for their children. Okay, so the formation of Jat Kisan Panchayat was officially sanctioned, and the right to agitate for redressal of grievance in non Khalsa areas were conceded. Okay, so much, however, could not be made out of these agreements for certain reasons. Okay, so first of all, the subordinate Tikandars of Sikar did not fully cooperate with the Sikar authorities to ensure compliance with the terms of these agreements. And secondly, the beginning of the settlements, operations, and reform of revenue administration was a time consuming process which entailed enormous skill. Okay, this was interpreted by the judge as a breach of agreement, and hence. Okay, so they indulged in acts of discover and violence, which were perceived by Tikana authorities as signs of bad faith. Okay, so in the meanwhile, two unsavory incidents led to the termination of these agreements. The first occurred at Pudi village, where the sight of Jat bridegroom riding a horse incensed the local Rajputs, and the two sides prepared themselves for an armed combat. Okay, the state authorities asked the two parties to disperse, but the judge refused. Okay, so the state police charged, and in the melee that followed, several people were injured, and the second incident took place. The second incident took place in Kudan village, where about 100 armed jars attacked Sikar revenue officials. Okay, so the police fired upon the armed mob, which resulted in several casualties and injuries. A total of 104 jars were arrested. Okay, so when you see the farmers of Sekawati, mainly the Jats united against the oppression of Jagirdars by forming Sikar Jat Kisan Panchayat and stopped giving these taxes or cesses to the Jagirdars. And Jaipur Praja Mandal also supported the Sekawati farmers movement against abolition of Jagirdar system. And the leaders of Bijoria Kisan movement of 1922 and 31 and 32 supported the movement of Shikawati farmers, and Jagirdars tried to suppress the movement in many ways, and many farmers were killed, and a large number of were sent to the jail. A Jat farmer was beaten to death in the market of town, and his dead body was thrown and insulted. Okay, so this movement got support from famous Kisan leaders like Baldev Ram Mirza, Nathuram Mirza, and Kumbara Maria. So after a long struggle, the farmers got rid of oppression and got the ownership right over the land they were cultivated. Okay, so the leading Jat farmers of Shekawati region, who played an important role in the movement for abolition of the Jagirdari system, were like Sardar Harlal Singh and Ishwar Singh Bamu and Har Singh Bardak and Prithvi Singh Gotra and Ganesh Ram Kudan, Panne Singh Batranu, Guru Singh Katratal, Deva Singh Kochalia, and Chandraban Singh. Okay, so all are these important leaders who actively participated in the peasant movements of Sikawati region. Okay, so the Sikawat farmers movement against about sure. So the abolition of against the abolition of the Jagirs got a great support from outside Kisan leaders like Sir Chotu Ram from Haryana and Kunwar Ratan Singh and Thakur Deshraj from Bharatpur and Kunwar Hukum Singh from Anagai likewise. Okay, so when you see the Marwar farmers movement. The farmers of the Marwar region were considered to be the most simple in the east state of Rajasthan and the most dominating farmer community in the rural areas of Marwar is Jat. And the Jats are politically and economically very sound. And the major land holdings in the present times are with Jats. And though the position of Kisan in what was Khalsa, under you are well known about the Khalsa. Khalsa is direct the land which is under control of the state or a particular Chakravarti or a emperor. Okay, so Khalsa was better in comparison to the Kisan of Jagir areas. He was only a little above a beast of burden. Okay, so in Jagir areas, the Marwar state before independence, all cultivators were really landless. There was no tenancy law, and one could be thrown away from the land, one cultivate at the pleasure of the Jagir. The, okay, so is Malik. Okay, so in the most of the Jagirs, a Jagirdar would in the first instance to be taking 50% of the produce and uh, uh, this would be taken by actual division of the produce on the threshing floor or by appraisal of the standing crop. Okay, so when you see the later method proved at various um, uh, times, proved at times more enormous as a appraisal depended on the whims of farmer. Okay, so then over and above the share of produce, the farmer had to pay his numerous taxes, and there were 64 kinds of beggars. Okay, so relevant in Marwar. And then the bigger Jagirdars had just judicial powers, including magisterial powers also. Further, they had their own police force outside the revenue staff. Revenue staff also you find. Okay, so this enabled them to keep their stronghold on the farmers over the above. This policy of divide and rule was fully practiced by the differing the temptation of giving better land for cultivation. One farmer would be set against the another. Okay, so there was no schools work, the name in rural areas, and the masses were steeped in ignorance. Okay, so the oppression of public by traditional Samantas and Jagirdars of Marwar state made their life difficult. Okay, so which led to a class war. And in urban areas, J. Narayana Vyasa started agitation against oppression under the under the banner of Marwari Lok Parishad. Okay, so which is founded on 16th May 1938. Okay, so the movement was supported by Indian National Congress and the persons who played an important role in in Marwari Lok Parishad were Shivadayal Dev and Joravar Singh and Kisan uh, and Sudal Dev and Jorwar Singh Oswal of Nagpur and Raj Purohit Panji and Sari Malla of Puchaman city and Tulsi Ram of Didwana. Likewise, you find the number of people who participated in it. And the rural masses of Marwar were united by Kisan Kesari Baldev Ram Mirda under the banner of Marwar Kisan Sabha found in 1940. Okay, so after the formation of this Rajasthan, Baldev Ram Mirda, who had the who had by then retired from the government service, formed the Rajasthan Kisan Sabha and unified the Kisan of Rajasthan under this banner. Okay, so he was its first president since the broad objectives Jyotidas present participation of Hindu or more Hindu and Muslim women has significant in Tebaga agricultural movement which taken place in 1949. Okay, so these are certain movements which taken place in North India, and we also see these movements which which come to partial of these pigeon movements which taken place in North India. Okay, so dear students, this is end of my lecture today, and tomorrow I am going to give you about these pigeon struggles, where these pigeons had a important role, and uh, and one more thing is any difficulty or uh, anything happened, this All India Kisan Sabha, which is supported those people from various parts of India. Okay, so students, this is about pigeon movements in northern India. Basically, you had any doubts or queries, or you want to share anything with your friends, and this is my lecture today, and I am going to end my lecture now. And you have any doubts, queries regarding the pigeons or farmer movements in the northern part of India? Now you can share your views, or you have any doubts, you are welcome to ask. Venkatamma, are you hearing? Students, are you hearing my voice? Venkatamma, are you hearing? Okay, so not responding, no response from the students. So now I am going to end up my class, and